Okay, folks, this is Rowland Heights right here with this lead into the Rowland Heights Community Coordinators Council meeting, which was on Monday. And there's some great issues because guess what? Here's the original email here, and it says Sunday the 13th, 2020 at 11:53 a.m. the Coordinating Council meeting. And look at the access code on it. This is access code. Okay, guess what? It didn't work. Okay. Then we go down the bottom here. What do we see? Oh, who is that? Rowland Unified School District Board member David Malkin is supposed to be stepping up. Well, the bottom line is had to go to 3 different sites to finally get the correct one, which in fact was 798-74565. And to get on, a lot of other people were not able to get on because of this situation, a little frustration. And then there's a lot of good information out there on the road improvements in Rowland Heights, so forth, and Wi-Fi at the park and all that. But also that we had Cary Chen taking a bullet for the Rowland Unified School District because, hey, he didn't know it. It's supposed to be David Malcolm. What did Dave step up? Oh, no, he didn't say anything, didn't confirm or deny, like CIA, you know. And then when I mentioned too about the Trustee-Area 4, of which Board President David Malcolm is in that area, is up for election on the November ballot there with write-in candidates. That means you too can compete for that sacred spot there in Trustee-Area 4. Okay? Did Dave step up and say, well, I say, hey, it's $500 a month, and travel pay and insurance and all that? Silence, mum. Transparency is just a buzzword. Okay, talk to you later. Bye now.
Well, right, just 2 days ago, we had reported 1,689 confirmed COVID-19 cases and 44 deaths amongst people experiencing homelessness. So, again, the cases, the white line, the deaths on the orange line, and this is every week. So the first spike in cases in late April represents a large part of an outbreak at a shelter, and then this spike, and then there was an outbreak at a shelter, and then the subsequent testing of hundreds of shelter deaths after that have been very present at our shelters and even doing street outreach testing. So, like the rest of the county, following reopenings and the July 4th holiday, we saw an overall spike in cases here in July again amongst people experiencing homelessness, and we've seen that number decrease since August. So this is the sheltered status versus versus unsheltered status and unknown. We do get a lot of questions about persons experiencing homelessness, whether they're sheltered, primarily staying in a shelter, or they're living unsheltered on the streets. So we see here that 862, this number up here, 862 people living in shelters have tested positive, over time for COVID-19, which is represented by the white bars. And then 586 people tested positive for COVID-19 that were unsheltered, which is the orange bars that you'll see. And then there is an unknown whether they were sheltered or unsheltered. It's 241 amongst those cases. And so that's the blue bar for people experiencing homelessness that tested positive. So that is the end of my slideshow, but essentially the total number of deaths is now 6,231 in LA County, unfortunately, and the total number of cases in LA County is 254,656 cases. So that number does, we're still seeing a rise every day as we get more cases, but the average number of cases and deaths per day that we're getting is decreasing overall. Of course, it's still getting high to that number. And I just want to do one more thing, as long as I'm still sharing the screen here. I know you guys, this is specifically Rowland Heights, so I just want to bring up if I can, if everyone's put I will go to publichealth.lacounty.gov/media/coronavirus/data. And if you'll let me, I'll just click on location and demographics for you guys. And this is a great page. First of all, this whole landing page is amazing. I really have to give it to people. They're separating out contact tracing versus recovery metrics and all of that. But if you scroll down, you would go to by city. And so there's a little table in here. So you will scroll down until you hit Rowland Heights. I'm just going to Control F and do a search function. And there I have Rowland Heights right there. So you can see that there has been 642 deaths in Rowland Heights. I mean, I'm sorry, 642 cases, oh my gosh, and 13 deaths. Now, when you look at this case rate, this is kind of confusing, and the death rate, what that means is because this is the number of cases per 100,000 residents. My guess is there's somewhere around 50,000 residents. So to get that number, that ratio per 100,000, if there was 50,000 residents, it essentially doubles to get that case rate per 100,000, if that makes sense. Because everyone needs to be compared along the same criteria per 100,000 residents. So you probably have a population somewhere around 50,000, so the case rate per 100,000 is essentially 1,258 cases. But this is not what you guys have, this is the actual number, if that makes sense. And then, and the same is for the death rate. There's been 13 deaths, but again, doubled if there was 100,000 population. It would get you to a 25 rate per 100,000. So then if you scroll down even more, you can look at residential, congregate, and acute care settings. So in these nursing homes, an outbreak is only considered one laboratory confirmed resident or or two or more laboratory confirmed staff. So the resident, it just takes one, but the staff would need to be two or three or more laboratory confirmed staff if it's in shared household. So that's just what we consider an outbreak. And then you have to scroll down. Unfortunately, there's not a simple way to find Rowland Heights this way. You just have to scroll through. Now, I already did scroll through, and I did not see any Rowland Heights nursing homes that currently have an outbreak, although I believe you have very few nursing homes in your city, in your unincorporated area. I did scroll through, and you guys can scroll through as well. You can see some that are close by, like Hacienda Heights, and different, you can scroll the entire county here. But there's not a simple way to click on the setting name. It's just the setting name is by alphabetical order, not the city. And then lastly, you can also, so it gives you around the 7-day daily average, and you can see again, this is going down, which is wonderful to see. And then lastly is, non-residential settings. So these are your work sites, like food, retail stores, educational settings, everything is in this category. Those qualify as an outbreak need 3 or more laboratory confirmed cases. And again, no simple way that you can go through this way. I tried doing a search function, and unfortunately there is no way to do that. But you can see, like here, you have one close by in City of Industry. So that I just really wanted to share with you guys, and so you're aware, they are really working on this website and just trying to keep everyone, very informed about what's going on around them. So definitely I can share this site, I can share this link with you if you haven't been here yet. But it's publichealth.lacounty.gov/media/coronavirus, and that'll take you to the landing page, and it's really, really good. So that's it from me. I hope you take away from this, some hope that we really are, the numbers are going down. So that's it for me. Thank you, guys. Any questions?
I have a question, Denise. This is Lynn. Can you tell us how many actually sheltered homeless people there are? You gave us the rate of cases, but I didn't see that it said how many actual sheltered people there were.
And, I can get that information from you. I can ask Los Angeles Homeless Services Authority, LAHSA. Now, are you interested, so I can go get that information, are you interested in all of LA County to compare to that all of LA County number, or is that more, are you interested in more of a local number?
Well, if you don't have it right now, that's okay. I just wanted to compare the cases. That's all right. But
I'm sorry, I don't.
My main question is, are they testing all of the Project Roomkey patients for COVID specifically?
So Project Roomkey, from my understanding, is folks that were given a diagnosis of positive or were at very high risk and couldn't be in sheltered settings. So it's very likely that they were already tested before they were correct.
Well, the reason why I'm asking that is that I had to work really hard to get the actual testing done at the Project Roomkey in Rowland Heights. I got resistance. Every person I talked to, it wasn't until I spoke directly with Supervisor Hahn that something was done. And that's not right in that kind of setting.
Yeah, so, and they're testing now, Department of Health Services, I'm guessing?
They tested them once, and then they were to test them monthly, and they tested the employees too. But before that, they were just screening them, asking if they cough and have a fever.
Got it. Yeah, there was a large, and I understand what you're talking about. I hear you, because I think there was a gap in testing before. It was just the screening, just like you're saying, and now there was a reagent shortage. I remember exactly what you're talking about a while back. I feel like we were not doing as much testing as we are now. And I will say now we have ramped up our testing now that we've secured reagent. Everyone's, I think we've done now over 2.4 million tests in LA County, which is, it's really a ton of testing. And now the result is kind of staying the same. It tends to be about 10% positivity. Just on a side note, so we're doing a ton of testing.
We're darn lucky we didn't have
more. What?
I think we only had one employee that was.
Oh,
I've got a question. On the 9th in Rowland Heights, I've been kind of tracking this. There were 625 cases. This is on the 9th, and 11 deaths. For a while it was 12, then they changed the number to 11. However, from the 9th to the 14th, I guess you got two more, 642. I had 640, but there were 11 deaths, now there are 13. So it seems like Rowland is more on an upward trend, going from 625 to 642 and 11 to 13 in less than a week.
Yeah, definitely. You're going to see, increases in cases and deaths, but I would say too, when you're talking about only having had 11, 2 out of 11 is actually a large percentage of a death uptick when you think about that small amount. I will say it's tough. ACDC, Acute Communicable Disease Control, has to look at these situations with like nursing homes and everyone else. It's tough because anyone that has comorbidities like cancer, or they're even on hospice already, but if they get COVID as a occurrence, a lot of times they'll still consider the death. They have to take everything into consideration, right? So they're looking at, was the cause of death, was that a causal relationship? And sometimes they were already on hospice. But yeah, so I'm glad you're watching that number, but I think that seems like a bit too recent. It's a bit uptick, yeah.
Lynn, this is Roy Humphreys. Is it my turn?
Yes, Roy, go ahead.
Okay, just very quickly confirm what I believe I already know, is that when you say that there are so many cases, those are people who have tested positive, but of those that are symptomatic, that is a great difference. And if these statistics were dealt out a little bit differently, would give us a more accurate picture of what's going on. First, because to test positive and no symptoms is like a non sequitur, but if we have symptoms and we can get that ratio there, then we really know what's going on. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think that's an excellent point. Clearly, we all believe that there is a lot more positive cases. Those folks that are asymptomatic would most likely not have gotten tested. You will see some asymptomatic folks that got tested and are a part of this case rate if they were a part of the contact tracing. Or a household contact, right? So we do have a robust contact tracing program where we get the information of household contacts and close people, carpools or whatever, or shared workspaces for long period of times. And we have gotten those people that are asymptomatic to test and have had positives that way. But other folks, you're right. There's a good amount of people that could have had no symptoms at all and that have been, positive. That's a good point. Thank you.
Okay, are there any other questions? Thank you, Elise. I appreciate you coming tonight and giving us an update.
Thank you. I know that was data heavy, but thanks for letting me be a total nerd with you guys.
Okay, our next speaker is Deputy Andrew Shackelford. Are you here? Here. Okay, the next person we have up is Marcos Benitez. Are you here? No. Okay. Field Deputy Jacob Wolak from the Office of Field Personnel.
Hey, good evening, everyone. Just wanted to share some updates from the Congressman's office. Tonight, he's in DC. He flew out there this Saturday and he'll be there until the remainder of the month. Tonight, he voted on HR 5867, which is the Stop Veteran Suicide and Substance Abuse Act. There's a bill he introduced on the floor, and this bill's going to help the VA develop and disseminate clinical practices guides for treating PTSD, TBI, and MST. These are found to be some of the causes of why suicide is particularly high in the veteran population. 20 veterans a day commit suicide per Department of VA statistics, and that's a pretty high number for a rather small population of the U.S. So it's something the Congressman fights for daily. The Congressman co-introduced the Sergeant Daniel Summers Veterans Network Support Act. This will create a support shares for the information for the VA to help designate family members of veterans and their families. He also introduced the Pause for Veteran Therapy Act, which will establish a pilot program in the VA to provide veterans to help them cope with post-traumatic stress disorder, work therapy by learning the art and training the dogs, to train service dogs, essentially. And tonight on the floor, he will be introducing the I Am Vanessa Guillen Act. This is in response to what happened to Specialist Vanessa Guillen, and this will help by providing a third party, essentially, that service members can go and report anything they've experienced to, and this way it's somewhat more comfortable for service members to do so. And recently, also there's been some issues of soldiers going missing, and that is also going to be addressed in this bill. Aside from that, the Congressman completed his Above and Beyond project, which normally this has been known as May 39th, which highlights businesses in our district. This year, the Congressman wants to acknowledge small businesses that convert over to making PPE. We had, sports manufacturing companies who made jerseys. They convert over to making masks and isolation gowns that were donated to our VA hospital in Long Beach. They were sold and donated to the general constituents of our district. And so he took the time this 2 weeks ago to recognize 6 businesses and nonprofits in our district that have stepped up and helped during this pandemic. So that's what I have. And, again, if any of you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, I'm always here. I'm going to leave my email in the comment box, and thank you for having me.
This is Roy Humphreys. I have a question for you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Something that puzzles me a bit about the statistics on suicide for the military, and as you pointed out, per population is very high. And you know, I have yet to hear any report or read any report where the cause and effect situation is explained. Because those persons, unlike most of us out here, they have so much of their fundamental life's functions guaranteed to them. Job, where you know, people losing their jobs, etc., etc. I won't bore you with detail. So what is the cause and effect that's something to be explained out there? Unless it's a professional, I'm going to call it adverse situation where they get into a professional bind, if you will, and there's no way out because except to go AWOL or some other situation like that. So it would be interesting if somebody come up with some real cause and effect information for us so we can better understand this.
Yeah, of course. You know, that direct information would probably have to come from the Veterans Affairs Committee, but you know, certainly I can see if even such stats exist, but that's certainly an interesting point.
Any other questions?
Jacob? Isn't the congressman having a special event tomorrow night at 5 o'clock?
So it was actually tonight, the congressman had a service academy question and answer session. He was only able to hop in for about 5 minutes. It was mostly hosted by myself. I'm one of the staff members who carries out service academy events, and this is particularly targeted towards you know, like our 17-year-old high school students who are looking to go to like West Point, the Naval Academy after their high school graduation. So that was tonight's event.
I understand he's having one tomorrow night at 5 o'clock. Anna Ruiz hosting it?
That would be with his campaign side, which on our official side we're not affiliated with, so therefore I can't really advertise or things like that because on our official side we're here to help our constituents with, you know, any issues regardless of political affiliation.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions? Thank you, Jacob. We have a caller that added in, I wanted just to see if it would be Andrew Shackelford or Mark Dominguez. Okay, so we're just going to move forward. And we have Field Deputy Cameron Griffin from Ling Chang's office. And Cameron, you are unmuted.
Can you guys hear me? I am here. Okay, all right. I just wanted to make sure before I start talking too long. Short update today, not too much. We are still extremely active with helping any constituent with EDD claims. DMV has also started to come up, but anyone with any type of unemployment type issues, please call our office. Email us. That's the majority of what we're doing right now. We're trying to be as helpful as possible and trying to facilitate the easiest way to get everybody the money they deserve. Other than that, we also we did another bread distribution this last Thursday, where we passed out about another 25,000 loaves of bread to different partners in our community that give it to people that could use it. Different nonprofits and whatnot. If you want to know more about that and we'll do it, if your organization can use it to help others and we do another one, please reach out to me. We are looking for more partners to give out stuff like this too, so we can help the constituents in our district and even like outside of the district, help as many people as we can during this COVID time. And then also lastly, session has just ended. So Ling will be and will stay in the district for the rest of the calendar year. We aren't doing in-person meetings in the office, and we're trying to limit to keep away from as many outdoor events as we can just to be safe. But if you guys want to Zoom or anything like that and talk to the senator about any issues you are having, please again reach out to me. She has more time now and it'll be way easier to facilitate. But other than that, I think that's it for my gist, unless you guys have questions for me.
Any questions?
Okay, seeing none, thank you very much, Cameron.
All right, no worries at all. You guys have a good one.
Bye-bye. Okay, do we have Paulette Massimino from Philip Chen's office? Alright. And Lauren Yokomizo, Field Deputy for Dennis Hahn.
Thanks, Denise. Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here on behalf of Supervisor Hahn. Hope everyone's doing well. I just want to start off by adding comments about what was mentioned earlier, the 2 deputies that were shot at the metro station. They're actually metro deputies who patrol the metro station down in Compton near the Blue Line. So the deputies were transported to the hospital. I understand were in critical condition at the time. The supervisor issued a statement shortly after condemning the violence, and we just want to add our thoughts and prayers as well, and thank you, Elise, for mentioning. Next, I wanted to thank RHCCC for reaching out proactively and meeting with the supervisor. RHCCC met with Supervisor Hahn earlier this month to talk about some issues in the Rowland Heights area, including the hot issue of illegal dumping. So just as a follow-up, I want to let you know that the supervisor did direct Public Works to go out on a weekly basis to proactively look for illegal dumping in the community. And the supervisor also put out an email blast letting people know that they should take advantage of calling Athens and reporting illegal dumping. Athens will respond to residents who call in to report the items. And we will also be monitoring the situation. So we just want to thank you for your partnership. And in terms of community announcements that I brought to share tonight, in case you didn't already know, some of you I reached out to individually, the Rowland Heights Park Wi-Fi project is underway. And we know that that has also been a highly requested project. And it should be complete this week if it hasn't been already completed. The Wi-Fi is going to cover both the indoor area as well as the outdoor areas, and it was funded by Supervisor Hahn's distribution funds. Okay. Moving on, I also wanted to let the community know about a public works project, and I wanted to share about this project as it's going to begin next month. So it's a pavement preservation project that's happening in the Otterbein neighborhood. It's the area that's going to be, it's a pavement preservation project. It's going to be covering about 6 miles of the residential roads. It's going to be repaved and slurry sealed, and will be given 6 to 8 additional years of preservation life. So wanted to let you know about that. It's going to start next month, and it's south of Colima between Otterbein and Paso Real. I will also next time I come, I will also have some additional fact sheets for you to let you know about some of the other upcoming public works projects that people have been requesting as well. But I wanted to let you know about this one since this is coming up. All right, and lastly, I have an update on Project Roomkey. So, as we mentioned before, the shelter was scheduled to close this month, and it looks like that's going to happen. So it will be expected to close at the end of this month. So I just wanted to let you know we don't plan to extend it another month. So it is expected to close at the end of this month. So those are all the announcements that I have. If anyone has any questions, I'd be happy to take any questions.
Yes, I have a question. There's some public works going on the streets where they're, I guess, making handicap access, where they're making the ramps, or at the corners, they're making it so that wheelchairs can go through. And also on some of the driveways, I guess they're expanding them, making them larger. But I have a question. They're taking out dirt and everything, and they're doing it, but they're leaving big gaps of dirt everywhere, and then they move on to the next area. Are they gonna be following through with that and putting more dirt? Because if you're walking, you're like tripping into it and everything, and it's like it's not finished.
Okay, thank you, Yvette. What area is this in? Can you tell us the location?
This is right on Larona, right where Killian Elementary School is.
Yeah, this is James from the Department of Works. Yeah, that's in preparation of the Otterbein project. Project is a pavement preservation. So typically ahead of a pavement preservation project, we go in and upgrade all the curb ramps to the current ADA standards. Then also for all the sidewalk, there's any repair needs to be done, we do it ahead of the pavement project that comes in. So if you see a portion of area that we already removed the existing sidewalk or concrete walk area, we are going to come back and replace it with concrete, because what they typically do is as work progresses in different stages, they remove the damaged old concrete first, and they have a large enough section, then they come back with a concrete truck to pour the new concrete. And
Yeah, I understand that. They've done that. They
Okay.
demolished it, they poured the new concrete, and they filled it in, and they moved on to the next section. What I'm saying is they removed dirt and grass area and didn't replace it. They're already moved on to the next section, and there's large gaps.
the
That's what I'm saying. Are they
gaps in
gonna
the
come back
sidewalk,
again?
or you're talking about parkway area?
I'm talking about the sidewalk and the curbs. When they redid people's driveways and they redid the curbs, they had to remove some dirt in order to expand it. They put the cement back in, moved on to the next area, and it looks like it's complete, but they let big gaps of dirt that hasn't been refilled.
In that case, you know what? Do you have my contact information?
Okay, give it to her.
I can get it to you.
Yeah, go ahead and send me the specific location. I will have somebody go take a look at it, because it doesn't sound right that we left a big gap of
That's
dirt.
what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll take a look at it, and I will respond to you.
Okay.
Okay, I got something for James. James, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hey, if you guys have any spare asphalt, Nausicaa over here is crumbling as we speak. Thank you.
Yeah, James?
Yes.
This is Malkin. I have a question. Along Fullerton Road, south of Mescal, up to Pathfinder, they're putting cable or they're doing some type of work there. I don't know if it's cables or what. And they had to dig holes in the sidewalk to get access to whatever they were doing. And the holes are about 20 feet apart. And they filled them the other day with asphalt in the sidewalk. Is that asphalt a final pour, or are they going to come back and put cement in there so we don't have asphalt going all the way down our sidewalks?
If the original sidewalk was concrete, they will come back and replace it with concrete. The asphalt is probably just a temporary patch, so they can schedule the concrete work, or maybe they need to re-access that hole again. So that's why they temporarily put the asphalt patch.
Okay, thank you.
One more question, kind of related. We have in our sidewalks a lot of asphalt patches throughout Rowland Heights. Is there a way to get concrete instead of asphalt? Because it's not very beautiful. Yeah, you know, when they go in and fix a spot that's uneven, or they take out a tree and there's a dip, but it's almost always asphalt they replace. And it's just not very scenic. Is there a way to either replace some of the asphalt patches, or at least the very minimum going forward, replace asphalt with concrete?
Typically, temporary patches, concrete is so hard to work with, so typically temporary patches is we always do it with asphalt. occasionally, if we give enough complaints, if our manpower allows, our crew can go back and put like a light coat of, I almost see cement on top of it, so it almost looks like it's concrete, but it's not concrete. But right now, I don't think our crews have the manpower to do it. We're also dealing with issue of COVID affecting our workforces. But if you have certain location in mind, you can let me know, and I can talk to our road crews, and they could put it on their to-do list, and eventually they will come back and coat it with, I guess, a light coat of cement.
Yeah, just to let you know, like in our area, in some areas, they've put the coating on, but that does not last that long. So we're back to, at least when we take a walk around the block, there's a lot of asphalt patches. And in a lot of the cities, they seem to have more concrete and no asphalt patches. So I'm just wondering if when there is a need, they can replace it when they have the manpower.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think any city I'm aware of actually goes in and put a temporary concrete patch. For concrete, you either have to cut it out and pour a new piece, or you basically grind the concrete, uplift and basically grind the existing concrete down. So these are only two ways to do it. Our policy is we typically put the temporary asphalt patches until we have a project comes along, or if we can no longer patch the location to still meet the Yggy requirement, then we will go ahead and schedule a full replacement of that piece of sidewalk. But next time when we have a project in your area, I think your neighborhood is up due for a pavement project or at least for a while now. But when that project comes along, they will replace all the asphalt with, they will go ahead and replace all the temporary asphalt patches. They will dig it out and put a new concrete sidewalk, basically a brand new one in place of it. So that's typically is the company's practice. Some neighboring city may have a little slightly different practice, but I doubt they will do concrete patches because the concrete does not bond well if you just put a light coat on top of it.
Thank you, James.
You're welcome.
Okay, I have late breaking news here. Late breaking news for Lauren there. Lauren and the supervisor know I've been on this situation at 99-cent store like bad news. And just to let you know, this evening I got, after much endeavor, a letter or email from the corporate headquarters of 99-cent stores regretting the situation and going to be intervening on that. But as I pointed out to them and the supervisor, we as a constituents have to stop the broken windows, drive-by, ghetto culture situation. It's not in my backyard, so I'm not going to do it. This is our business district and speaks eons about our community. So we as the residents need, and the county needs to hold these businesses responsible over this, and we can do our part, like as I did, and it isn't just special about me, anybody can do it, is to get a hold of these corporate peoples and send them the pictures, including the link on my YouTube where they got to see the video, what's going on there. So let's all get together as a community and look at it. If our business people, they belong to us. Let's take care of business. Ooh, that was good.
Roy, we did receive that. So Nick has already, Nick will, if he hasn't already, forwarded the issue to the code enforcement as well.
Okay, we need to move forward, so is there any other questions for Lauren? David, you wanted to say something? David?
Lauren, on the Roomkey situation, when you do away with it, the homeless that are in there, will they be released to our area, or will they be released back to where they were from? And if they're released to our area, do we have a plan for them with local community churches and things like that to help them out?
Lauren, you're muted.
Thank you. Thank you for the question. It's a concern that has come up before, and what the supervisor has said to the staff is that she does not want the facility, the shelter itself, to shut down if we don't have a place to put these individuals. So we want to make sure that they get placed, that they're not back out on the street. So that's not something that should happen. We're making sure that there are housing navigators. The county actually received funding recently for these housing navigators to be able to get the individuals into housing. If they don't go into housing, they cannot get placed. They'll go back to where they came from, whether it's a shelter in another area or somewhere else. But that's not something that the supervisor wants to happen, and I don't think that's something that will happen.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lauren. Okay, Cary Chen from Rowland Unified School District.
Dave, I think that's you.
I think
Okay.
today is David Malkin's turn. Are you ready, David?
Actually, I had you on the list, Cary.
Yeah, and I need a few minutes. I get my notes.
Okay. Judith, do you want to go ahead and do Mount Stack while we're waiting?
Yeah, yes. Give me 2 minutes.
Okay, I'll do first. I just have 2 things to report. Our fall classes started August 24th, and we have 3,800 classes, 3,800 classes. Most of them, of course, is online, so we're moving along, and even though students are not on campus, we still providing them services like online tutoring, online library, assistance, and counseling. And we still are providing students laptops for those students in need. And the second one is we are very fortunate. We received a 2,600,000 grant for first generation college goer students and from the Department of Education. And this is a 5-year grant. So we will have a total of 1.3 million. So we still can help students. So that's my report. Thank you.
Any questions for Judith? Okay. Carey is off. Yeah. Did Officer Images come or Shackelford from the Sheriff's Department? Okay. Well, Carey's not here, and I want to go ahead and get started with our presentation.
Denise,
Yes, David.
can I make a quick input? Because as was pointed out, David Malcolm was on the list there to be up, and so I guess Carey's taken a bullet for the team on this, but something that's very important for everybody, that the 4th trustee area, of which David Malcolm is a resident of, and also the board member is up for election. It's on the ballot, and the write-in ballot is also on the ballot. So anybody in the 4th trustee area.
The information that we're getting is not correct about the fact that it was David's term this month. It was actually unmuted for Carey to give the presentation. I took it straight off of it.
Oh, the one I got had it. I'm sorry about that. But I guess Carey was surprised too. But the most important information is that 4th trustee area is up for November election, which David Malcolm's on there, and people can do a write-in ballot. That's all they have to do is connect with the
a registrar of voters. They'll give them the petition. Boom, they'll be on the ballot if they want to be a school board member. And Dave, what is it? $500 a month, health care, and travel expenses. Isn't that? Well, you can confirm that. Thank you.
No, Denise, that when Carrie's back, I was going to say I can give a somewhat of a report. Do you have it, Carrie? Because I can add the part of the report.
Okay, okay. David, sorry, I was expecting to but I'm ready. So the first month of virtual classroom, Rowland Unified School District has finished the first month of the opening of school in a virtual classroom format. We are proud of our staff, students, and families for working together during this difficult time. Our school completed successful back-to-school night virtually last week, and we are planning to do this week for the first ever virtual college fair. Virtual college fair, the National Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair will be spent to a total of 4 days, giving RUSD high school students and parents access to over 600 college and university representatives. And Oswald Academy New Campus Project. The Oswald Academy New Campus Project began construction in June and is scheduled to be completed in February of 2023. The first phase that included demolition and building temporary classrooms is done. Phase 2 is underway with grading completed, and in the next 2 weeks, concrete foundations will be poured. That's it. Thank you. Any questions?
Great job, Carrie, working under fire.
Actually, I just want to reiterate the fact that I must have made a mistake on the agenda because the actual percentage that I received from the school district shows that Carey's the one who's supposed to speak. So I apologize for that, Carey.
That's okay, then. Yeah, we're ready anytime.
Okay. So, Yggy, are you still on with us?
Yes, I'm here, Denise.
Thank you. I am going to introduce Yggy Ruiz, who works in the department. I apologize, I'm trying to find my screen here. I'm not finding it. Maybe better if James, you want to introduce Yggy? I'm sorry, Yggy. I can't find my paper.
Yeah, Yggy is with with the Department of Public Works. He's a project manager for a major project, Salarosa and all. And he's going to give a presentation regarding what the project is about and project schedule.
Thank you, Jane. Thank you, James. Thank you, Denise. Thank you for having me. I'd like to share my screen right now. Can you guys see that? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, my name is Yggy Ruiz. I'm a project manager for the Department of Public Works, and I'm here to present this project, Salarosa Drive out. And before I do that, I'd like to tell you about who we are. And Public Works is one of 37 departments in the county. And we are directed by the Board of Supervisors to provide service to the public. And we design, we build, we maintain transportation and infra, and provide municipal services to the county and incorporated areas, such as building and safety, waste management, sewer maintenance, traffic signals, and street lighting. And we are here today to discuss transportation and mobility enhancement to your community. And the scope of the project is to reconstruct about 3 miles of residential roads. And this project includes parkway improvements, curb ramps upgrade, and of course the major thing is the roadway reconstruction and resurfacing. The benefits of this project is that it will improve the quality of life for the residents. It
will lessen the wear and tear on your vehicles, and will help to preserve the natural resources by using recycled materials. And it's going to be a cost saving and reduction in greenhouse gases and landfill deposition. These are the locations of the project, and we are looking at this roads here, which is bounded on the north by Colima Road, to the east by Fullerton Road, and to the west by the Regional Park. We're going to have Albatross Road, which is going to be from Colima Road all the way to Salarosa Drive, and Calle Barcelona from Salarosa to Calle Madrid, and Calle Madrid from Calle Barcelona to Calle Los Arboles, and we're going to have Cross Haven Drive from Calle Los Arboles to Fullerton Road. And about over 50% of the project is Salarosa Drive. It starts from Calle Barcelona all the way to Sunrise Drive, and then from Sunrise Drive, and we're going to do Sunrise Drive as well, from Salarosa Drive all the way to Fullerton Road. That's about plus or minus 3 miles of road that we're going to be reconstructing. The major portion of the project is reconstructing these 5 roads: Calle Barcelona, Calle Madrid, Cross Haven, Salarosa Drive, Sunrise Drive. But Albatross Road, when we did coring testing there, it's still in good condition, so we're not going to be reconstructing that. We're just going to be resurfacing it. And what we're doing is we're going to cold mill about 1.5 inches of Albatross Road, and then we're going to put it back in asphalt rubber hot mix pavement. As for the other 5 roads, they're going to be cold milled between 2.25 to 3.25 inches, and we're going to pulverize between 11.25 inches to 12.25. So we're taking out about 14.5 inches of depth of that road, but we're going to put back in about 10-inch of base. It's going to be cement stabilized pulverization base, and there's going to be a 3-inch AC depth on top of that base, and then it's going to be overlaid with 1.5 inches of asphalt rubberized hot mix. What I'm going to do right now is talk about what the construction methods are. And first off, in today's environment, the practice of removing existing structure and replacing them with new construction materials has become impractical from the standpoint of cost, and most especially environmental impact. Recycling has been a normal practice by the department for many years now to help save the environment and to cut costs. One of the basic recycling methods that Public Works has employed for decades now is cold milling, also known as asphalt milling or profiling. And this is the process of removing the least part of the surface of a paved area, such as road or parking lots. The milling removes from anywhere from just enough thickness to level and smooth the surface to a full depth removal. The removed pavement is grounded up to be used as the aggregate for the new pavement. For asphalt surfaces, this product of milling is called reclaimed asphalt pavement, which can be recycled in the asphalt hot mix by combining it with a binder or a recycling agent. In our case, for Salarosa, we are adding recycled tires, which will become reclaimed asphalt concrete. Sorry about that misspelling there. Which is also known as asphalt rubber or rubberized asphalt. This is preferred because it is a noise-reducing pavement material, and like what I said, it consists of regular asphalt concrete mixed with ground rubber made from recycled tires. And this reduces the impact that resurfacing has on the environment. Now, for the a very popular reconstruction alternative, which the department has been using lately, is known as full depth reclamation project. Full depth reclamation, which is an in-place recycling method for reconstruction of existing flexible pavements, where we're using the existing pavement section material as the base for the new roadway surface. Then this process can include adding chemicals to the base layer to increase its strength capacity. The treatment of this base layer and recycled asphalt provides a stronger foundation for present and future traffic. What I'm going to do now is show you a YouTube video where it will give you a feel of what the construction is going to look like. You can bear with me a little bit. Can you see this screen? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to share this video, this is the one we did on Lennox community, and we're going to be doing the same thing, very similar to Rowland Heights in Salarosa Drive. It's about a 2-minute video, so it won't be that long. And what I have here now is a before and after. This one was taken on Albatross Road, and this is what it looks right now. And when we're done, it's gonna look like this. So you can see we're gonna upgrade the curb ramps to ADA standards, and you're gonna have a brand new looking pavement. I have a couple more pictures here. This is in Cary, Madrid, and this is the before. And this is what's gonna look like. Again, new curb ramps right here with the and with the new surface. And this one is in really bad shape on Sunrise. And here's what it's gonna look like when it's done. And as far as the scheduling goes, we are hoping to start construction in early 2021. Would have been earlier, but because of COVID-19, our designers got held back a little bit, so we had to move it up for about a couple of more months. So right now, we're breaking ground about January or February of next year. And that's a sample project that I just showed you. And if you have any questions, you can email me or call me at that phone number. And if you can ask me any questions right now.
This is Teri Malkin. How long will it take to do that project? I'm just thinking of the residents who are right along there, just so they have an ETA.
Approximately 6 to 9 months, maybe lesser. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to do it in phases, so that the full 6 months is not going to be